base, really, being that if he were to go into his base, he'd probably lose all of his foots that he has. I mean, he didn't really make many foots. He made 5 footmen, which is the standard. You usually want to make about 5 footmen unless you're going to be doing an FL tower push, in which case you'd make more. But 5 is generally the magic number, especially versus Orc. And the first thing Sky notices while he's doing this is that Xiaot is making dual bestiary. It is very, very hard to push dual bestiary as a human with just sorks and stuff. That is a lot of raiders that he's going to have by the time he gets back. So generally speaking, I would highly advise against Sky pushing anyone who's doing a dual bestiary build. I would suggest instead creeping up an army and building a counter army. It is somewhat likely at this point that Xiaot would have been making wyverns, because 2 bestiary wyvern is a pretty common strat, but oftentimes they do go raider. Excuse me. The problem with Raider, again, is that they're just going to have a lot of units, and it's going to be difficult to Sky push. So Sky is going to instead opt to make 3/3 heroes, and with his 3/3 heroes, do a large army versus large army battle. Because Xiaot doesn't have anti-caster, it's going to be harder for him to fight a level 3 Beastmaster and a level 3 AM than it would for him to fight. Yeah, it's going to be a lot harder than it would to fight like 2-1 with 2 raiders and a couple foots. Like, you know, it's really not beneficial for Sky in this particular situation to go ahead and attack Xiaot and carry on with his push. Being that if you look, Xiaot has a pretty decent army. He didn't lose any grunts at tier 1, while his FS was almost forced to TP, or was basically terrorized quite a bit. He still lived, didn't lose any units, so it's really not too much to worry about at all. Both players were creeping their respective merc camps. This is a great camp to creep for multiple reasons. A, it gives a lot of EXP. It's just a solid camp, being that on a strictly EXP basis. Another great reason to be creeping this camp is simply because there's map control. If you pull the creep out, the Ogre Magi, you try and pull him out before you kill him, essentially you're going to be able to have an infinite length Watcher Ward on that portion of the map. With a Watcher Ward up, it's going to be very easy for you to control the sides of the map, considering the 3 most traffic points in the entire map are by both the merchants and in the tavern. So if you have those general areas under control, you're probably going to do a lot better in terms of like map control and being able to creep jack your opponents, etc. Xiaot noticed that Sky was going to be creeping this camp, so he runs in with his raiders and his FS, ensnares some stuff and starts chain lightning it. Generally speaking, this is a really horrible position for the human player to be in. His AM is basically tanking the brunt of this army, and now he's going to get ensnared, surrounded, and forced to TP. I guess he shouldn't have really. I think Sky should have TP'd a lot quicker, but he wanted level 3 on his Beastmaster is the reason he stayed. So, I mean, he lost 2 priests, which is a shame. He's gonna have to rebuild them right now, but still, he's doing okay. Another thing, if you notice, he had his militia on. Sky had his militia on like a hotkey. So as soon as he noticed that Xiaot's army was coming, he was able to use his hotkey to bring militia to the point in where he would be fighting. Very good play. It's always important to be able to do that. Okay, so now again, Sky's gonna do some more creeping, because I guess he doesn't feel that he can push quite yet. He does a little scouting with his footmen to make sure he's not going to get excessively creep jacked from the side, being that he does have a TP and invulnerability potion, but he probably just doesn't want to have to deal with that bad positioning that he had to deal with just recently. Now, another very important thing to point out, which I'm sure many of you know, is healing scrolls. You need healing scrolls versus Orc. It's, how do I put this, extremely important. It's paramount. You need at least a healing scroll to fight Orc. The problem with versing Orc oftentimes is that you just, how do I put this, you're going to lose all your casters in 0.2 seconds to 3/3 heroes if you don't. Because if you hold alt right now, Sky was just forced to use a healing scroll because Xiaot's army had chain waved and brought all of his casters down to orange HP. That's pretty bad position to be in, considering one more chain and wave and your entire army's dead. And if your entire army's dead, well, guess what? You're gonna lose the game. So it's really good. Again, healing scrolls. That was a perfect example of how to use healing scrolls just now. If you'll notice, Sky has been carrying around regular scrolls of regeneration from the human shop. I found this to be one of the more interesting type of choices, being that I've never seen this sort of thing before, where Sky would actually be carrying around scrolls of regeneration while fighting. But it does work very well, and if you'll notice, again, Sky with his militia did call militia to this fight to come and help him out. Sky's Beastmaster gets surrounded, but he did get his potion of invulnerability, so it allows his Beastmaster to live relatively easily in this fight. And also, whenever you have a hero being focused, specifically a hero being focused, set one of your priests on it, and it's gonna make them pay a lot more for their surround. Because you have like 25 healing per second on a hero that's being surrounded. That's 25 of their damage that's being nullified. Makes it a lot harder to keep their surround consistent and, you know, just working. Whereas if it wasn't, I mean, if this hero's surrounded over the course of, like, you know, 10 seconds or like even like 6 seconds, 6 times 25 or 15 or however much, it's a lot of HP that they're going to be forced to have to endure. It just sort of adds to the HP pool of your hero. Sky was able to pass an invulnerability potion onto the Beastmaster, so Xiaot just decided it was GG, he's not going to be able to kill any heroes or stop the push in any way, so he's forced to Alt QQ and end the game. That was sort of the reason I did the main reason I did an audio commentary in this game is I felt it was very standard sort of game. Everything went exactly how I expected it to go. Sky played a lot better than his opponent, and he utilizes his own form of imbalance as best he could to fight the opponent. So yeah, this is my Universe Orc audio. I hope everyone enjoyed it. I don't really have too many shoutouts. I guess Papa Smurf, your Gosu. Yeah, if anyone wants to hit me up on BNet, I'm massing ladder on an account called Paranoia Eternal. And I don't know, that's just sort of where I've been. I haven't really been doing too much of anything as far as, you know, like clan warring or anything like that. I'm just sort of like taking a break, massing ladder, trying to get a good high rank. So if anyone wants to hit me up to play some games, I'm more than open for it. I'm Joseki, I'm GGC. Oh, a shout out, I forgot, Pascal 3000 or whatever. Yeah, I think I owed him a shout out for something. But yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed this. Peace out, guys.